Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to today's coverage of Healdsburg Prune Packer baseball right here on YouTube. Hello, everyone. Jacob and Roekel joined alongside Ryan Moffett for Game 5 of the regular season for your Packers. They're taking on the BACL Marysville Giants. It's the Giants' 7th game of the season. They come into this game with a 3-3 record, 3-2 in the Bay Area Collegiate League. As for your Pack, a perfect 4-0, coming off their first conference win of the season a couple nights ago. And Ryan, now to get a matchup versus another non-conference opponent in these Giants.
Yeah, Packers just these games against non-conference opponents are really just things to work on. It gives them a chance to work on things on the pitching end, defensive end, and just batting wise. Get guys in a rhythm, especially guys that are new, because we've got some newcomers today. So building that rhythm for the PEL games that they have down the road.
Yeah, a couple of newcomers that we'll see: Alex Leopard, Alex Burge, and Max Martinez. We saw Martinez pinch hit a couple of days ago, drew a walk, but it's his first start of the season. This pitch hit hard into right field. It gets past, laid off at first for a base hit for Ty Hennessy. We saw Landon Vetter lead off the game with a looking strikeout going against Matt Barnes II, a 6'5", 205-pounder representing UC Davis.
Yeah, local guy out of El Cerrito. So, maybe some fans are here from the Bay Area rooting for him, cheering him on.
It's a very packed house here in the shaded bleachers behind home plate. Of course, the outfield and the first baseline pretty empty in the sun, as you would expect. But it's a hot afternoon here at 6:02 local time.
Yeah, you talk about it being shaded back here, but it feels just as hot.
0-1 sent to the fence behind home plate, and Barnes the second ahead. 0-2 on Peyton, but a Cavoli, coach's son. His dad, Ken, watching from the dugout. An 0-2 from Barnes. Breaking ball that just misses the bottom of the zone. Dylan Brewster calling balls and strikes, and the base ump is Danny Williams. Just a two-man crew.
Yeah, and you got to respect Brewster behind the plate. He's always checking in with our TrackMan guys, making sure he's consistent and getting pitches right. So he definitely cares about the quality of his outing as an umpire.
And I think the players have to respect that too. Whether how the game goes in person, they got to understand and respect that he's trying his best. He's doing better every single game, and he cares about his misses. He'll look at those, if there is any, of course, and try to get better his next outing, as that 1-2 drilled but a Cavoli. So 2 on with just 1 out, and the cleanup man, Jake Redding, steps up to the plate. Redding, one of 3 Sierra College players in the lineup. He hit .321 this past season with 4 long balls and 40 RBIs. Takes the first pitch in there for a called strike. 5-pitch mix for Matt Barnes II. 4-seam, 2-seam, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Holy cow, that's a lot of pitches.
It's going to take all 5 fingers for Hideki Prather behind home. Barnes a look back at second, and now comes set on the 1-1. Breaking ball that misses up and in. And the batter Redding ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Barnes just trying to settle in here early on. First inning, so there's going to be some hiccups here and there, but just trying to work himself into this game.
Misses high with what looked like the 2-seam upstairs. Now a hitter-friendly count for the cleanup catcher, Jake Redding. Caden Bullock standing on deck for the Giants, who are coming off an 18-12 win yesterday versus the Concord Zephyrs. And Ryan, when we saw squad here a couple nights ago, we heard that the Concord Zephyrs gave up 21 runs, now they gave up 18. So it's going to be interesting when we see the Zephyrs later in the year.
Yeah, Zephyrs giving up 21 runs and still losing is it's an impressive stat line right there. Not many teams can say they did that. Not many teams want to say they did that.
So after the walk, that'll load the bases. Prather goes out to chat with Barnes, trying to calm him down early in the top of the first with just 1 out. And as mentioned, Caden Bullock up to bat, DHing out of the 5-hole for this game. Comes over from American River College, where he slashed just a tick under 300 on the season. Swings at the first pitch, healthy hack, but fouled behind home. See if Barnes can find the zone and just trusts the guys behind him on this studded infield, trying to turn two, send us to the bottom of the first scoreless. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Barnes. A couple foul balls from Bullock.
Yeah, if Barnes can get out of here just with a double play right now, that's a huge confidence booster for these following innings after this. I mean, getting out of a jam like this would just be a huge confidence boost for him.
He was a strikeout thrower with the Aggies, 42 Ks in 37 innings. Struck out the first batter of the game, could use one here. High with the heater at 91.
He's got the speed. He's just got to find his placement right now.
1-2 on the way. Swing and a fly ball left field. Sutter ranging back, but this one hooks foul. Sutter in left, Sabateri in center, Alex Leopard in right in his first appearance. Around the horn, Jacob French, Cade Campbell, Max Martinez, and Cade Ladoff. With Hideki Prather catching balls and strikes once more for the 5th consecutive game.
Yeah, you talk about Alex Leopard out there. I mean, that's a guy I'm pumped up to watch.
1-2. It's held back by Bullock. Thought about chasing the slider that had some serious horizontal movement. But yeah, Alex Leopard, a slugger from UC San Diego. I'm excited to watch the lefty. He's batting 2-hole, so we'll see him in the bottom of the first when we get there. 2-2, swing and a miss. Barnes blows a fastball by Bullock, and there's a big out, number 2.
Yeah, he needed that right there. I mean, great job. It was just simply right down the middle, but passed him too quickly.
So that slider that missed badly may have still thrown off the timing of Bullock as he got the heater in the next pitch and was well behind it. Bases loaded, 2 gone for Grant McGuire. McGuire just completed his freshman year at Winthrop University, but did not play on the field in his first year of college ball. But this is a good opportunity to get some reps before returning back to Winthrop in the fall. Chops this one up the middle. Campbell to shortstop, flips it to the back at second, and the side is retired. Bases loaded, 1 out. The Giants come up empty. Good work by Barnes and company. We head to the bottom of the first. Scoreless here at Rec Park. We welcome you back here to Healdsburg Rec Park. Let's go ahead and meet the batting order as announced by skipper Joey Gomes. Top to bottom, it's Antonelli Savateri, Alex Leopard, Logan Sutter, Jacob French bats cleanup, followed by Cade Ladoff, Cade Campbell, Alex Burge, and Max Martinez, two first-timers in the starting lineup. And then Hideki Prather bats out of the 9-hole. On the mound for the visiting Giants in all gray is the 6'3", 200-pound right-hander Brandon Doran. Doran comes over from Butte College, where he pitched 9 2/3 innings this past season, 1-0 record, and a 3.72 ERA. 0-1 misses inside to even up the count. Doran, one appearance so far this season in summer ball, pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 strikeout, and a pair of walks. Savateri elevates this one into left field. Hennessy giving chase, pulls up and makes the grab right in the American flag shadow.
Great contact there from Savateri, but I mean, it's just right to the left fielder. He didn't have to move much for it. It's just a shame.
Hennessy in left, veteran center, Buttacavoli in right. Around the horn, Danley, McGuire, Millen, and Allen at first, with Redding catching balls and strikes from Brandon Doran. So here is our first look at Alex Leopard, the UC San Diego product. Hit 244, very up and down season for Leopard. Smashed 10 home runs, had 42 RBIs, including a plethora of multi-home run games. So Ryan, Leopard is a guy that can be exciting when he's hot, but also Coach Gomes knows there's going to be the lows as well.
Yeah, I mean, a streaky guy, a fan favorite though, being local and from the area. It's just, you might not always get the same Alex Leopard that the fans love, but I mean, they're going to love him 10 times or 9 times out of 10.
The 5'9" lefty with that open stance in the box chops the 1-1 foul.
Yeah, and I talked about his past experience with the Pack. 24 games with the Packers last year, but I mean, more recently with UC San Diego, 43 hits with 10 homers. So, I mean, still hit and miss, but I mean, Leopard's the guy. If you want a guy at the plate with some pop, he's your go-to man.
2-strike approach perhaps here for Leopard on the 1-2. And he takes it upstairs to even up the count.
I bet you didn't know this. Alex Leopard, he's a fan of Gunna,
Gunna,
the rapper.
that would be my walk-up song, Hot, by Young
Oh,
Thug and Gunna.
there we go. We know some music. That and Zach Bryan, kind of polar opposites, but Gunna and Zach Bryan.
Are your two?
No, that's Alex Leopard.
Ah, it's good to have a mix. You know, some
Yeah.
days you're feeling upbeat, some days you're just trying to relax a little bit more.
We'll see how he's feeling today. Maybe he's Gunna in here today.
Well, he's worked the count full from a 1-2. Pitch on the way from Doran, just outside. Good take by Leopard, and he earns himself a free pass down the line. So here is Logan Sutter. Scored that game-winning run a couple days ago on a walk-off by Cade Ladoff. Now Sutter batting third. Runner on first, 1 out. Leopard checked up upon. He's in standing. Sutter 5 for 18. Hitless for the first time last game. Has a home run and 5 ribbies on the early summer season. Puts this one in the air to right field. But a Cavoli gives chase right on the line. Hat falls off, and he makes the grab in foul territory for out number 2.
Sutter there just didn't get a whole piece of that ball and kind of drifted. I mean, it is a windy day, so came in a little, but a good job by Buttacavoli coming in on it and making the play to get that second out.
The wind, as you mentioned, the comfortable 8-mile-an-hour breeze out towards right center field, similar to what we've seen so far all season long. Cleanup man Jacob French due up. So 3 lefties in the top 4 of this order for Coach Gomes. Jacob French, 6 for 16 so far on the season, 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Trying to extend this bottom of the first inning for the Pack. Look at that breaking ball, a yo-yo that finds the top shelf to even up the count at 1-1.
I don't know if the fans know about your breaking ball. That looked pretty similar there. I mean, you guys, you you could comp those two. You guys have very similar pitching arsenals.
I'm sure with Doran standing at 6'3", 200, we're easily mistakable too on the mound.
Yeah, you got some reddish hair. He's got a dark black beard, some good flow in the back.
I don't know how you could point us out if you saw both of us.
Identical.
Doran's ahead 1-2 on Jacob French. Runner going, French pokes this one out to left center field. Long run for Vetter, and he's not going to get it. This one gets by the center fielder all the way to the warning track. In comes Alex Leopard. It's a stand-up, 2-out RBI double for Jacob French. Pack take a 1-0 lead.
This might be a little bit of the fan in me, but oh my goodness, Alex Leopard was moving on those bases right there. He was cutting corners like he's like a greyhound out there, just running hard.
I wonder where you get greyhounds from being here at Rec Park.
I couldn't tell you.
I like the home field shout out. But yeah, Leopard didn't know that Vetter was going to have trouble, so he had to hurry around third. Thankfully, he scored standing without a throw. But you love to see the effort from the kid in his first game with the Pack in 2025. So French gives us a 1-0 lead. Cade Ladoff due up next. Runner on second, 2 gone. Ladoff, the hero a couple nights ago. 4 RBIs, a bases clearing double, and then the walk-off single, as we mentioned, that scored Logan Sutter. And Ryan, he is 8 for 19 to start the year. Near 500, he's swinging a hot bat right now.
That's good math right there. I mean, Ladoff has just been consistent, and he's come up clutch when they needed him most. You talk about that walk-off the other day.
Now he puts his body on the line and kind of leans in the front shoulder to that pitch. He'll jog down to first, as now both teams have had a hit batter in the first inning. Jake Redding meets Brandon Doran a bit in front of the mound for a visit. Back-to-back batters have reached with 2 gone, and Cade Campbell gonna take a turn to swing in the bottom of the first. Campbell arguably even hotter than Ladoff, 9 for 17 with 2 RBIs. And there's no easy out 1 through 9 in this Pack order.
No, and I mean putting the Cades back to back, that's like, I don't know, summoning some superpower. Two the same name guys, and they've been good for the Packers this year.
We've got CC that works here, does some of our national anthems as well, and now we've got the 2 Cades, so maybe a little connection going on to channel that superpower.
And your nickname CC, isn't it?
Where would that come from?
What's your name again?
JVR?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of him. I do get compared to CC Sabathia, though, so maybe that's where you're getting it from.
I could also see that.
Doran looks at French and fires home. 1-1 misses outside, trying the backdoor 2-seam. Packers lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first after a Jacob French 2-out RBI double that scored Leopard all the way from first. Now a 3-1 count on Cade Campbell. Alex Burge standing on deck, ready to make his first Prune Packer appearance of the season. Doran comes set. 3-1 offering, swinging a foul to the backstop. Basically a middle heater with Doran challenging Campbell, and he got away with one there.
Yeah, usually Campbell take that one for a ride, but Doran, he's done a good job holding his own. I mean, of course it is 1-0, but limiting these Packer bats is an accomplishment.
Gets a jam shot pop-up on the infield. Doran going to call for it himself and make the overhead grab to retire to side, but not before the Pack get a run on a Jacob French RBI double and take that lead to the top of the second. We welcome you back here to Healdsburg for the top of the second inning. Bottom of the order coming up for the Giants. Luke Allen, the first baseman, gonna swing first. Matt Barnes, the second, ready for his second inning of work. Pitched out of a bases loaded, one out jam in the top of the first inning, where he got a big strikeout for two gone, and then a fielder's choice to retire the side. First pitch gets a piece of Luke Allen, and that's the second hit by pitch we've had charged to Matt Barnes.
You got to avoid those walks if you're Matt Barnes or just any Packer pitcher. You don't want to make your job harder than it has to be, but I mean, of course, he has a great defense to back him up, so it's nothing to worry about really if you have this star-studded interior defense.
First pitch to Shane Danley, misses inside for ball one. We saw leadoff walks on the pack a couple nights ago. This leadoff hit by pitch, but essentially the same thing. Runner on first, no outs. 1-0 is fouled right off home plate to even up the count. Danley attended Feather River College, where he hit .365 this past year, including 2 home runs and 46 RBIs. So impressive numbers at FRC. Now he bats 8th in the Marysville Giants lineup. 1-1, catches the outside edge. Good location with the slider, and Barnes gets ahead 1-2. 1-2, tapped up the middle. This could be 2. 6, 4, 3, double play. That's about as tailor-made as it comes, Ryan.
That's just beautiful baseball defense right there. When you look up defense in the textbook, or I guess you don't look it up in the textbook, you look it up in a dictionary, that's what you get. Maybe in a textbook too, though. But we talk about this infield all the time, and they just live up to the name. They are so good and so smooth at what they do.
And it's a good sign by Max Martinez at second. That's really his first time in the field working with the squad in a live game. And Campbell made it easy for him on the toss to the bag, and then a strong throw over to first for the double play. Zach Millen, the 9-hole second baseman, due up with 2 gone. Sends that one foul off the backstop, and the count runs even at a ball and a strike.
Willows might be related to Jason Bourne in some way. It was hard finding info on this guy. I mean, nothing too much out there. Guy out of Willows, California, though. 2023 grad from Willows High School, but since then he's just been a ghost.
Well, he's seeing ghosts on that nasty pitch by Matt Barnes as it just paints the bottom of the zone, and he gets ahead 1-2. Barnes could use a quick second inning after a lengthy top of the first. Top of the order waiting on deck as well with Landon Vetter. 2-2. Can I help you? No, just looking. Second looking K of the game produced by Matt Barnes. We head to the top of the third, bottom of the second, that is, and a 1-0 pack lead.
Not
We take you back here on YouTube for the top of the second inning. But before we get into the action, Ryan, we got to talk about one of the stories that Natalie Norman, league president, team CEO, went through yesterday through her Humane Society of Sonoma County. Adopting is a big issue at the time. We've had a lot of recent California fires producing some homeless pets. And Daffodil, a super cute husky, one of those pets that is still looking for a forever home. So Natalie took the time yesterday to spend time with her, being Daffodil. She's an 8-year-old husky, beautiful, needs that forever home after being a LA Fire Rescue shelter dog. So please, if you know anyone, including yourself, check out the Humane Society of Sonoma County Instagram page, website to find more about the beautiful Daffodil.
You didn't mention it, Jacob, but Daffodil looks strong. That is a strong dog, big old husky. I don't know if you've ever gone, up to Alaska and done dog sledding, but I think Daffodil could easily pull you just on her own.
Yeah, so if anyone has kids going to Alaska Anchorage, maybe find Daffodil a home up there. Yeah, big strong puppy. Looks like,
Oh, that's more than a puppy. You're dealing with a full-grown dog.
to get through the California fires, you got to be a strong one. Daffodil certainly representing that.
You a big dog or small dog type of guy?
I got both. 4 dogs back at home. A
Man,
couple medium,
you're a
a
hoarder.
big, a small, golden retriever down to a cabochon.
I don't even know what that is, man. That could be a human for all I know.
It's Alex Burge leading off the bottom of the second as he fouls off the 2-2. One of many Berkeley Bears on this team. This is his first appearance of the season. Hit 231 at Cal last year, but a 415 on base, 12 home runs, 24 RBIs.
That's the exciting part about the Packers season. It's just new guys are coming in early on, so you're getting to see these new faces and new guys added to the lineup that just bring such a good spark.
And not many teams can say that they have this type of D1 products just sitting on the bench waiting for a turn. I mean, a guy like Alex Burge would bat 2-3 hole in any other team really in the nation in summer ball. So this Packer squad is studded top to bottom and even on the bench. Another 2-2 from Duran. High pop-up. Does it backspin out of play? Yes, it does. So with Coach Gomes giving Burge a chance in the lineup, you've got to think he's impressed with him battling 2 strikes here, Ryan. 3 straight foul balls.
Yeah, good first impression for Burge. I mean, that's what Coach Gomes wants. He's all about offensive production and just working against the pitcher.
And there you go, a 2-2 line drive into center field. It gets down for a base hit and a leadoff man aboard for the Pack.
We talked about it, Burge extending that count and then capitalizing off of, Duran right there. Just a great hit out to center, powerful hit.
Basically a 10 out of 10 first impression for Alex Burge. He's aboard for Max Martinez. Martinez pinch hit a couple days ago where he drew a walk. Takes a good off speed down the middle for strike 1 called. Swings and misses at the 0-1. Back-to-back breaking balls for Duran to get ahead 0-2.
Duran, he's been getting ahead early in counts, but he just cannot finish. So we'll see if he can change it up here against Martinez.
Another off speed. That one misses badly for ball 1. So if you're Duran now, do you go 4 straight off speeds or do you try to go a fastball inside and just beat the barrel of Martinez?
I wouldn't listen to my advice, but I would say just blow it past him.
Well, he paints the corner with a breaking ball. And Martinez retired on strikes.
I should get hired somewhere as a pitching coach. He didn't listen to me, but I made a recommendation.
Maybe you made the recommendation the batter was looking for, and then it threw him off with the off speed.
Exactly, mind games. That's all I play. That and Minecraft.
There's 1 on, 1 out for Hideki Prather. Off speed misses away for ball 1. Prather 4 for 15 now on the year with 3 RBIs. Takes the 1-0 up high for ball 2. Prune Packers in 4 games so far this year, perfect 4-0 with a 50-15 run differential. The only close game we've really seen was that walk-off a couple days ago, 7-6 the final. This one put in play through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Couple singles here in the bottom of the second, and the Packers making noise once more.
I mean, we're just seeing quality hitting right now from the Packers. Nothing too flashy, just contact hits that are advancing runners.
And that's all the bottom of the order needs to do, because now the big dogs are coming up. Savateri steps into the box for the second time. And now we get into the guys that have that home run capability. One long ball on the year for Savateri. Breaking ball rips this one into right field, but a Cavoli back and makes the grab. Tagging from second base is Alex Burge. He makes it to third with now 2 gone in the inning. That's one with maybe a metal college bat. We see a different result than just a fly out to right. But now runners on the corners for Alex Leopard. Drew a walk and scored last inning. Runner going on the first pitch, and there will not be a throw down to the bag as Prather got a phenomenal jump. And now 2 in scoring position.
What a great job by Prather. I mean, he was off that bag instantaneously. I mean, no chance for the catcher back there, Redding.
One 0. Good breaking ball downstairs that Leopard chases. And still the focus for Duran is not really on the runners with 2 gone in the inning. If he can retire Leopard, nothing else matters.
Yeah, you got Leopard chasing there. Leopard usually pretty patient. We saw him being patient his first at bat, but got him to chase there.
Takes a breaking ball that catches the bottom of the zone. Just 70 miles an hour dropped in there by Duran. He's now ahead. A ball and 2 strikes. Duran couldn't get out of that 2-out jam last inning. Trying to do it here now in the second. Outside with what looked like a 2-seam, and the count runs even. Big pitch here. Duran fires a 2-2. And it's a called strike 3 on a pitch that just caught the bottom of the zone. And Leopard down on strikes to retire to side. 2 Ks in the inning for Duran. Pack on top 1-0 entering the top of the third. Jacob Van Roekel and Ryan Moffett welcoming you back for the top of the third inning. Top of the order coming up for the Marysville Giants. They trail 1-0 after their starting pitcher, Brandon Duran, worked out of a runners on the corners, 2-out scenario in the bottom half of last inning. Landon Vetter watches the fastball go by for strike one called. Barnes 0-1, a good breaking ball that catches the outside edge. He's ahead in the count, 0-2. We've seen 3 Ks already for Barnes. 2 have been looking.
Yeah, Barnes might not start off each inning hot or, in the most productive ways, but he has been very productive afterwards, maybe after a first walk or a hit by pitch, but he has gotten himself out of some jams, and he's done well.
Gets a tapper foul down the first baseline on the 1-2, and we'll do it again. Landon Vetter struck out looking to start this ball game. He's one of the 3 Sierra College products on this squad. Hit .277 last year at Sierra with 30 RBIs and 7 stolen bases. So he's a guy that the Pack want to keep off the base paths in tonight's contest. 1-2, hit foul once more. So Vetter in front of the breaking ball. It tells you one thing. He's looking for that fastball. Does Barnes give it to him?
He's ready for it, but I don't think Barnes, if he does, it's going to be on a corner. Or he's going to try to put it out of reach. He's not just going to hand it to him on a platter.
Well, you called it, on the corner with the fastball. And it's a 4th K of the game for Barnes.
My pitching coach resume is just growing by the minute here.
That looked like it had 2-seam run. Started about middle, ended up just outside the zone, if anything. 1 gone for Ty Hennessy. The left fielder singled and was stranded at third base in the first inning. Hennessy struggled at Sierra this past year. Only hit .148 with 3 RBIs. But put up a good at-bat his first time up. Rips this one into right field through the right side of the infield, and it's his second single of the game. Pretty simple approach there for Ty Hennessy. Took a middle away pitch that direction and was able to poke it by Ladoff and Martinez. So now Campbell and Martinez back in double play depth, looking to turn another one. Peyton Buttacavoli back up. Rips this one over towards second. Martinez's only option will be the first base. He makes the play. Hennessy to second with now 2 gone in the inning. So a quick out there is what Matt Barnes would have liked if he's going to try to go 3 innings here for Joey Gomes. Cleanup catcher Jake Redding due up for the second time. Walked his first time up and then was out on a fielder's choice to end the inning. Takes low and away with a slider for ball 1. So Barnes has given up 2 hits, 2 hit by pitches, and a walk. Still a 0 on the scoreboard for the Giants. Heater just misses inside. And running ahead 2-0 on Matt Barnes. Had a 1-3 record at Davis this past year with a 4.63 ERA. 2-0 is up and in. And now a 3-0 count on Redding with Caden Bullock standing on deck. Statistically, Redding is this squad's best hitter. So if you're going to pitch away to anyone, Redding is a guy to do so. That one catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1. First base is also unoccupied. So Barnes doesn't exactly need to be aggressive here to Jake Redding on this 3-1 offering. Does so anyway. A soft ground ball over to Jacob French at third. Strong throw, pulls Ladoff off the bag, but he taps it still in time to retire Redding and the side. Barnes works out of some trouble once more. Another 0 on the board. Pack on top, 1-0. Welcome back to Healdsburg Rec Park. Leading off the bottom of the third for your pack, Logan Sutter, and now South Carolina Gamecock. Flew out to right his first time up on a lazy fly ball. Brandon Doran ready for his third inning of work. In his first two, giving up 3 hits, a walk, a hit by pitch, but just 1 earned run. That came on a 2-out double by French in the first inning. Duran behind 2-0 on Sutter. That pitch foul to the fence behind home. Duran shakes off one from Redding, nods his head at the second. This one ripped into left field. It'll drop for a base hit for Logan Sutter. Takes a turn around first, but he'll pull up there. And another leadoff single for Healdsburg.
Good work for Sutter, getting on the board. I mean, 0 for 1 today, but now he's on the board and on a quality hit, too.
Good at bat there from Sutter. He was 0 for his last 5 entering that at bat. So a good piece. He's aboard for Jacob French. Last time there was a runner on first for French, he smacked a double deep to left center field that scored the only run. Want to know the count on Jacob French. Just completed his sophomore year at UC Berkeley. Played his freshman year at San Francisco State and hits this one foul with plenty of power as it goes just wide of the park, deep in right field.
That foul drawed a lot of oohs and ahs. A lot of fans like to see the power, but they like to see it go over the fence, not foul.
We'll try to keep it between the 2 white lines next time. This count's now even up at 1-1. Fastball well upstairs. Jacob French ahead, 2 balls and a strike. French is one of those players that Coach Gomes can really put anywhere in the field. He's played second base a lot of his college ball career, some outfield, and now playing at third. So he's a utility guy that still has plenty of power at the plate, and I don't know what else you could ask for.
Nothing's more valuable than a guy that can play all around the diamond and then as well just be an absolute asset on offense.
3-1 offering is inside ball 4. And Jacob French jogs down to first base. Sutter to second. Still nobody gone here in the bottom of the third. Good opportunity here for Kate Ladoff. Was hit by a pitch his first time up. Now a chance to swing the bat with 2 on, nobody out. Breaking ball, catches the top of the zone.
You talked about Cade Ladoff getting hit by a pitch. Do you think he's as tough as Hugo Traverso? He got hit by a pitch before the game.
Yeah, Hugo took a sweeper off the chin. Was playing the catcher position with no protection on, and they don't make him tougher than Hugo. Pop up, backside of the infield, hit by Ladoff. It's the shortstop, McGuire, calling for it and making the grab 10 feet into the outfield grass for out number 1.
I mean,
Would you agree with my assumption there, Ryan? No one tougher than Hugo?
that's kind of what I was going to address. I mean, I don't think Hugo's the toughest guy in the world, but I think he's second. Right behind, I'm not sure, someone that's really tough. This is when
Maybe like Muhammad Ali kind of vibe.
No. Hugo's probably a little higher. Just a couple notches. I would probably put him behind Carl Weathers, if you know who that is.
I'm sure he's deserving of that number 1 role.
AKA Apollo Creed.
That'll do it. Campbell was way out in front of the first pitch, and now the second. He's ready for the heater. Duran not giving it to him. Instead, a breaking ball in the mid-60s.
It's not often the Packers see pitches in the mid-60s, so that's one way to stump some of these bats.
Osby gets away from the catcher Redding. Both runners advance 90 feet. And now with 2 in scoring position, just 1 out. Campbell looking for a ground ball to score Sutter from third. Duran still in command of this at-bat with a 1-2 count up on the scoreboard in deep left center field. 1-2, heater upstairs. Ryan, if you had to guess, how many times has that scoreboard that's some 430 feet away been hit on the fly?
Twice. I know I've played here once, and I think maybe Alex Leffert hit it last year.
Well, 2 men in 104 years now?
Yep, and some of the best, too.
Some of the best. So Campbell chases a high heater for out number 2, and that's a big get for Brandon Duran. With all his focus now on Alex Burge. Had a very impressive first at-bat of the year. Singled after fouling off 3 consecutive pitches. And takes an off-speed in tight for ball 1. One-0 misses up and in. Ryan, you mentioned some great players have come here at the Healdsburg Rec Park. One of those in a trending name in the MLB world, Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn recently traded to the Brewers for Aaron Savali. So a pitcher heading to the Sox, a good bat who will play in AAA, heads over to the Brewers. So that's some fun action to see. Andrew Vaughn played here 3 years and now obviously spent time in the MLB, struggling now, of course, in AAA. But that's got to be a cool thing for these players to look up to, saying, hey, Andrew Vaughn made it through this program. I can too.
Yeah, definitely cool. I mean, even if you just bring up the name Andrew Vaughn around this park, I mean, people's faces just light up.
Another just drooped in breaking ball by Brandon Duran. And the count now even up at 2-2 for Alex Burge. Sutter at third, French at second with 2 gone in the bottom of the third. Hits this one high in the sky towards right center field. Vetter at the track, at the wall, and this baby's gone. Alex Burge clears the fence in deep right center field. A 3-run blast, and the Pack go on top 4-0.
He really got a hold of that one there. I mean, I lost sight of it. Not because I was looking away, but just because my eyes can't look that far. They can't see that far. I might need glasses.
There's some youth playing on the basketball courts beyond the right field wall, and they might have just got a free souvenir hit off the barrel of Alex Burge. 2 at-bats in his Prune Packer career, a single and a 3-run bomb. Not too bad.
That's one way to spoil a pickup game. Getting a concussion after shooting a three-pointer, just baseball.
Got to call
Drills you in the dome. Got to call in one. That's right.
Strike there to Max Martinez, who struck out looking on a tough call in the bottom of the last inning. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there once more. So Brandon Duran trying to get through 3 innings of work with 4 earned runs. And 0-2 on the way. Misses outside by a couple balls. One, two on the way, fouled behind home plate, and we'll do it again. So that's the 7th home run of the season for your Pack. Obviously the first for Burge. And it's been pretty well distributed. Top guys have got some action with Savateri, Sutter, and French. Now we get Alex Burge in the action as well in just his 2nd at-bat of the year.
Yeah, if you asked the fans here today who they thought maybe player of the game was going to be, I don't think they would have Alex Burge on their list. Maybe some of the regular guys that have been around the first couple games, but Burge is now on the radar of everyone here.
Martinez has worked the count full. Payoff pitch on the way here from Duran. Downstairs, ball 4. And a good at-bat from Martinez, who was down 2 strikes pretty early in that one. Third walk of the game charged to Duran, who's also given up 5 hits now in his 4 earned runs so far. Hideki Prather up for the 2nd time. Takes a heater upstairs.
We saw that great single in his first at-bat. We'll see if he can replicate that here.
And he also stole a bag, too, so Prather showing off the wheels from the catcher position. 1-0 breaking ball in the air down the right field line, drifting foul. Allen gives chase, but he can't manage to find it. Had to deal with a cameraman down the line as well. Some home field advantage there for the Pack.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling. At least for the cameraman, I'm talking. If you don't know where a pop fly is and you just know it's in your general area, you're just praying. You're running from it, but at the same time, you don't know if you're running into it. And that was what he was doing right there, and also boxing out the first baseman.
It looked like Allen overran it a little bit. He would have had to backpedal some 10, 15 feet. 1-1, fouled off to the right side once more over the Steindor barn here at the Rec Park. So the count stays 1-2 on Prather. Top of the order, patiently waiting on deck. Runner going on the 1-2. This one ripped into right field, dropping quick for a base hit. Around second, over to third, heads Max Martinez. And the Pack, once more, runners on the corners with 2 gone.
Prather staying hot, staying consistent right there. 2 singles now, but more importantly, putting a runner over at third for, of course, the leadoff guy, Antonelli Savateri.
So this bottom of the order has combined for 4 hits, a walk, and 3 RBIs.
We might see a shift. The top 3 might switch with the bottom 3.
Savateri trying to ensure his leadoff spot, flies this one into right field. Vetter comfortably under it and makes the grab to retire to side, but not before an Alex Burge 3-run home run to give the Pack a 4-0 advantage entering the fourth.
All right, back here in Healdsburg, California. New arm for this hot Packers team, Mason Lerma. And, speaking of this hot Packers team, they're off to a great start this season. Tell us a little bit about it, Jacob.
Yeah, so these numbers have already changed. 4-0 start, as we've mentioned, as this first pitch gets into center field. But a 50 to 15 run differential so far. A team overall 366 batting average. Now up to 7 home runs after we saw a 3-run blast by Alex Burge. Up those RBI counts as well. And a team ERA only dropping with 3 scoreless frames put up by Matt Barnes II.
It's impressive. It's not too often you see every stat improving on a graphic that's outdated. Or at least outdated by 3 innings.
Yeah, a couple hours.
Yeah. Already drastically different. So Lerma already dealing with one on. And he gets a big swing and a miss there from the second batter he's facing, Grant McGuire. And I bet you didn't know this. Grant McGuire was D3 Player of the Year in 2024.
I did not have that on my radar book. What I did have is a strikeout from Lerma.
Lerma showing off that D1 arm to the D3 Player of the Year.
Couple Aggies now on the mound for the Pack. Started with Barnes, and now Coach Gomes riding that wave of Ags.
Yeah, UC Davis theme night maybe. It's 80s theme night tomorrow. As Lerma still dealing. Gave up that initial hit, but since then he's punching him in the zone. So Lerma working against Luke Allen. Here's the pitch. Another swing and a miss. Lerma starting to cook a little. It's getting a little warm in here. May I say it's Lerma time yet? Maybe that's a little too early.
Hey Jacob, can I get that?
Lerma gets out number 3 for the Packers, and we are moving to the bottom of the fourth. And the Marysville Giants remain scoreless in a 4-0 ball game. We'll be back in a minute. All right, bottom of the fourth here in Healdsburg, and they're going to be leading off with their new guy, Alex Leopard. New old face, if that even makes sense to you.
It's like
Jacob.
first time seeing an old friend. It's been a year since we've seen Leopard. Good to see him again.
There you go. Yeah, he's got a walk and a strikeout today, so still looking for that hit in his early 2025 season with the Pack. And it's still Brandon Doran on the mound for the Giants. And here's him serving up. Oof, nasty little pitch there to Leopard. Nice breaking ball.
64 on the gun. So, again, Leopard, he's just never seen that before.
That's like slow motion. I mean, that's dangerous right there. That'll get you just lunging, ready to go, but you got to wait like a whole, a leap year for it to get there. Now here's the pitch, missing outside. So that's a ball against Leopard now.
This is where he does his damage. 3-1 count, you got to attack here.
And he attacks indeed, but that'll go foul down the first base line. Good hold of it, just a little too early. Got ahead of it there.
It makes that 77 look a little bit faster, but obviously Leopard's still well out in front of the quote-unquote heater.
So here's the pitch to Leopard, another breaking ball, and he'll watch it as it falls for a ball. So he'll take another walk, second walk of the day for Leopard as he shows off his patience once again.
Yeah, does a good job there. I mean, that pitch is almost like a softball toss where, you know, you got your old dads trying to take it out of the yard, but Leopard shows off his patience and IQ and just takes his free 90 feet.
It would have fooled me. I mean, that thing, it started coming down, and Leopard, good job laying off. That's probably why I don't play for the Packers. But don't forget, I did hit that scoreboard.
Were you part of the youth camp that was out here earlier that took their hacks from center field?
Well, they actually let me take my hacks from 10 feet away from the scoreboard.
Warning track?
Yeah, just in front of the warning track, so I could say it was from the grass. And then people wouldn't know which grass I was talking about. But that's besides the point, Jacob. We're going to talk about Logan Sutter here because he's up to bat for the Pack, and he gets a hold of this one out to left field, bouncing off the wall. We've got runners advancing. Leopard going to hold up at third, and that's a stand-up double for Mr. Logan Sutter. Sutter, so dominant with Purdue. He was Mr. Double this past season, and I mean, he shows it again there. Just a double machine.
And that's one where if Sutter wasn't playing here at Rec Park, it would have got farther to the wall, and maybe Leopard could have scored from first, but just too short a left field wall here.
So now up to bat with runners in great scoring position is Jacob French, and he's already got an RBI on the day. He had an RBI double earlier, so he could add on two more here with a good at bat. And he fouls that one backwards. Count goes 1-1.
So now 5 RBIs on the year for Jacob French. Like you said, Ryan, 2 in scoring position, no out. His main objective, though, is just to score Leopard at the minimum.
And here's the pitch to him. Swings at a high fastball, and that'll get fouled off. So 1-2 now. The pitch to French swung on and fouled over towards the bullpen of the Packers.
And that was just one hand slapped back into play by someone deep in the bullpen seating. Very nonchalant schwack at that baseball, barehanded too.
French goes down. So that will be the first out there for the Marysville Giants. And now Coach Ken Buttacalavi, I'm saying that right, Buttacalovi. It's so fun to say that I forgot how to say it, but it's Buttacalovi. He's going to take a mound visit, and it looks like Duran's day is done. So we'll have to wait and see who takes the trip out to the mound. And they've got someone running out there right now. He's got good hair. So we know that much.
He's got good hair, but he's got to take on an even better hitter with Cade Ladoff once he fires a couple of these warm-up pitches.
I think it could be Cole Berry, number 12. It is Cole Berry.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday we have our first noon game. 12 o'clock noon on Sunday, the Bay Area Marauders come to town.
So Cole Berry working on his stuff right now, getting ready, because he's facing a great Packer bat first. He's going against Cade Ladoff. Hasn't been at his best today, but I mean, he has drawn a walk and then got out once. So Ladoff hungry for a hit here against the new pitcher, Cole Berry. You got anything on him, Jacob?
Well, you mentioned to me pregame you were surprised that no one from Yuba City College was playing in this game for the local squad here in Marysville, but we have one here on the mound. And his time at Yuba last year, 2-1 record, 42 innings of work, and an ERA just under 6. Only 19 strikeouts in those 42 innings, so a contact-heavy pitcher. And with runners on second and third, just one out, that certainly bodes well for Ladoff. Contact should be able to score a speedy Alex Leopard at third if it is hit on the ground.
Well, we'll have to see what Berry does. I mean, you can give up contact, but just nothing too crazy against these Packer bats, because they can shift quickly from weak contact to you're running back to the wall.
So Duran, of course, responsible for both runners aboard. Currently, 4 earned runs allowed by Duran, 6 hits, 4 walks. Those are both going to be his final numbers. It's up to Berry to hold him to just 4 earned runs and 3 1/3 innings of work.
Yeah, if he can start holding these Packers on offense, then that just leaves it up to the Giants offense to respond and get their own runs on the board. But that's for the future innings, and we'll have to see how that goes, because Berry has to deal first. Berry's first pitch to Ladoff, swung on, and it bounced right back to Berry, sending it to first for out number 2.
That is the absolute best case scenario for Cole Berry, Brandon Duran, and the rest of this Giants squad. You hold Leopard at third, you get an out on just one pitch too. Just 10 out of 10 execution there by Berry.
Yeah,
On a nice snag too. He really had to reach up with that left glove arm.
yeah, he's got a great response time, reaction. And also, yeah, you talked about it, keeping that pitch count low. And then another swung on strike there over to the second baseman. And his throw in time to Allen for out number 3. So 2 pitches and 2 outs for Cole Berry in an impressive first inning of work, or 2/3 inning of work. And he holds the Packers 4-0 as we head to the top of the 5th. All right, top of the 5th in Healdsburg, and Jacob's pointing out to me. Shout out Jacob. He's got keen eyes. He's still young at heart and young in his, vision, so he can see things that I can't. And he mentioned to me, should I get there a little quicker, Jacob?
Perhaps.
Okay. He mentioned that the Packers have left on 8 runners here in the game so far as this tapped out into right field, and count it as a single for Shane Danley.
Second base, number 7, Zach Miller.
So good start to the inning there for the Marysville Giants, and Danley, of course. I mean, that's a great way to start if, they're at the bottom of the order, so they've got to get to that top quickly, but not through outs. Zach Millen up, showing bunt, and his bunt goes foul down the third base line. Still Lerma in on the mound for the Packers.
We'll see if that bunt brings in Jacob Frenchetoff from third, currently still in a traditional third baseman location.
He shows no fear. It's a good thing to do, fear no man or woman. As there's a throwback, Lerma trying to get Danley over there, or keep him honest over at first, but not getting him out. Lerma deals some cheddar behind that strike. It's now 2 strikes against Millen, the 9 batter.
I think Millen may have looked back at the home plate umpire, Dylan Bruster, and said, I'm not that tall.
He's not the biggest guy, but you just got to listen to the ump as he swings at that one right there for strike number 3. Lerma sending him down, or excuse me. It was tipped. Thank you, Jacob. Again, Jacob's got some of the youngest eyes I've ever seen, and that's a weird thing to say, but he has really young eyes, and he catches things that I can't.
I just got new contacts, so shout out.
I take every
to that.
compliment that I said away.
Horrible normal vision.
Unnaturally good eyes. That's just cheating. You know what that is? That's cheating. It's like taking steroids.
I'm just playing my cards, how I'm dealt.
Fair. You should wear glasses. Have you ever thought of that?
I have thought. I've done that.
Oh, as this hit up the middle over to second base, and look at that. We've got a double play from the Packers. So great work from those middle infielders, completing the defensive play to help their pitcher out, Lerma.
That's the third double play already, with now 2 gone in the top of the 5th. 2 6-4 threes, and that one a 4-6-3. Reverse it between Martinez and Campbell up the middle.
Lerma, no time to celebrate. He's right back to work here against the leadoff batter, Landon Vetter. Vetter watches that go by for ball number 2.
Vetter's got to be happy to see Matt Barnes out of the game. He struck out both times against the righty.
As this new look comes with a hit over to second, Martinez fires to first for out number 3. Lerma dealing, doing his job, and his defense backing him up. Score remains 4-0 as the Pack look to take offensive charge in the bottom of the 5th. All right, bottom of the fifth in Healdsburg, California. And I show off my tech prowess to a young Hugo Traverso. I mean, I'm really not great at much, but I can do a thing or two with a camera.
You know
Like,
a thing or
take a
two
picture.
because you've seen a thing or two. Farmers, prune packers.
FarmersOnly.com. We are not sponsored by them, but we'll give them a shout out. We are in a rural part of California. Jacob, I don't know if you've been on the website or the app, or is it application? Don't know what the kids call it. But have you ever taken a look at that?
I don't think that one's for kids. Farmers only. I have not
Fair point. Fair
done
point.
any farmers only.
Thanks for saving me. You haven't. Maybe try it out as this fouled off down the left field line. Have you ever been into farming?
I've been into eating stuff that comes from the farm.
Doesn't quite count, but so you're telling me you've never been on Farmers Only, you've never even tried to farm, you eat stuff from a farm. That leads me to one thing. You've probably been on irishmeats.com. It's for Irish people. You're not even Irish, are you?
I don't think there's any Irish in my blood, no.
Wow. Okay. Well, doesn't seem like you fit a lot of dating categories. I don't know how you do it.
How I did it. I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, been there, done that, huh? Jacob showing off. Well, maybe I should get on FarmersOnly.com because it is not our sponsor of the game, but nah. Well, Jacob, thanks for amusing me as we're getting a celebrity appearance up here to the booth. Mason Lerma and Matt Barnes. I mean, two guys that
Let's
just
clap it up.
came to do their job today. Oh, I was so confused by that. Yeah, that was a standing ovation here at Rec Park. That took me away. I wasn't aware the crowd could get that loud. Jacob, fill me in on what's happened this inning.
We had a 5-pitch walk to Alex Burge. He's now reached every time, and now it's a 0-1 count on Martinez.
And Martinez pokes it out there past the shortstop and put him on first. Easy little single for Martinez.
He's now reached in his last 2 at-bats as this bottom third of the order continues to rake and produce for Coach Gomes. Alex Burge, 2 for 2 with a walk and 3 RBIs. Martinez, the 8-hole, 1 for 2 with a walk. And here we have Hideki Prather, who's 2 for 2 with a couple singles.
Yeah, Prather's been steady today. He's just been doing his job. I mean, singles, they might not be flashy on paper, but he's getting a job done here. He's lethal on the base path. Speaking of lethal on the base path, we've got 2 Packers advancing. So second and third now for Hideki Prather in the 9 spot.
Now the job pretty simple. Put one on the ground or in the air to the outfield and bring home Burge from third. With nobody gone here.
Yeah, tough spot right here for Cole Berry. Here's the pitch, and missing outside.
Well, we saw Barry with a runner on third, 1 out, get back-to-back ground balls that didn't score any backs. So he's done this before. He's just got to do it 3 times now.
Swung on by Prather and fouled.
And this has been where the Pack has struggled. They've left 8 men on base, 2 every single inning. And I can count 2 black jerseys on the base path right now.
It's good counting there. It's Barry still working here against Prather, and he fires the pitch, missing once more. Another ball in the count against Prather.
First is empty, but you have the top of the order coming up. So dangerous spot here.
As Barry gets the bottom corner there. I mean, scraping it in. So that'll be a full count now for Prather. Prather swings on that diving attempt by the shortstop, and he'll hold his throw. So great effort there from Grant McGuire to just stop it, but he can't stop a run from scoring there. That was Alex Burge that came in for the score, adding one more on for the Packers.
You just can't say enough about this bottom third of the order. Another RBI for that squad. And it was a great job by McGuire to hold Martinez at third. If that one got to the outfield, it would be a 6-0 game. Instead, just 5-0 Pack lead.
First pitch to Salvatore, hit into left field. And we've got another runner coming home here. Make it Max Martinez. The madness never stops.
That's a good at bat there for Salvatore. He was 0 for 3 with 3 fly ball outs. This one, a line drive, finds a gap, and that's what we're used to seeing from Antonelli.
Yeah, morale booster there. It's tough to start 0 for 3, but we know what he's capable of, and he shows it off right there. So now Alex Leopard up for the Pack. As that pitch down low by his feet. Good job by Redding, the catcher, to gather it, grab it quickly before anyone can steal a bag.
We'll see if Leopard gets pitched to. He's walked twice already, struck out the other time, but I'd love to see him get a chance to swing the bat.
Here's his chance right here. Lines it out to center field. That's dropping. And runners will stay where they are. Leopard, first hit of the season, and bases are loaded.
Right on cue. Alex Leopard, chance to swing the bat, pokes it into center field. And you don't want to risk sending Prather from third with nobody out, especially with Logan Sutter coming up to the plate. Smart call by Coach Gomes to put up the stop sign at third.
Yeah, I mean, this part of the lineup for the Packers is dangerous. Their whole lineup great, but this right here, you've got some action going on. They're about that action, boss, if you know what I mean. I have a feeling you don't know what I mean.
Well, I do know that Sutter has singled and doubled in his last 2 appearances. I'd like to keep that trend going with a 3-bagger here, perhaps.
He's about that action. Here's the pitch from Barry. Sutter hits it over to shortstop, gathered by McGuire. Gets it to third, and an interesting play there, but they're going to get Salvatore over at third, but Prather scores at home. So a good play right there. I mean, Sutter gets a run on the board, so can't be too negative about it.
No, did his job. With nobody out, you got to bring the runner in from third. Able to do just that. McGuire, another run-saving grab deep in the 6-hole.
So McGuire putting on a defensive show here. We've got Leopard. Oh my goodness. This is filthy speed. I wish the track man picked up how fast guys were running. I'm clocking him in at what, 30 miles an hour?
Where's the respect? 32 at least.
Probably accurate.
And he's hyped at third. He just celebrated again.
I mean, rightfully so. As this fouled off by Jacob French.
And now with 1 out, runner on third, that stolen base is just so important because French can bring home Leopard while still getting out himself.
Baseball, big strategy game. It's like a game of chess. And Coach Gomes always thinking ahead. As this grounded over to the shortstop, and he's going to tag out Logan Sutter. Oh, yes, Sutter is out, but Leopard scores. Hey, we've seen some interesting defense here, Jacob.
Well, McGuire thought that was a third out. He had plenty of time to throw to first to get French on an inning-ending double play, and he simply forgot how many outs there were, and that allows a run to score in Alex Leopard.
Yeah, I was a little confused. I was wondering if he knew something that I didn't know. As this swung on a hard hit out foul down the left field line, but I mean, he got a hold of it there. Cade Ladoff.
It's called a foul tank.
Yeah. That just hit the coastline, I believe.
Just landed, yep. Confirmed.
That was just its first bounce. It'll land next in 4 minutes. As Ladoff fouls that one backwards. So a tough inning here for Barry, giving up 4 in the bottom of the 5th.
And it's been simple baseball, a walk and 4 singles. That's West Coast style for you.
As this hit hard by Ladoff out into center field. dropping. And is that a home run or was it a ground rule double? It's so far out there we can't tell. And we've got a cutoff coming in. So looks like a triple for Ladoff. An RBI triple for Ladoff. I mean, one of the hardest angles ever, I guess.
Any other ballpark, we'll see. That baby's gone. That was hit to the 420 part of this park, and it just one hopped high off the fence line. And it's tough because we had a water pipe issue pregame, so we had to add a little fence to cover it up. So now there are two yellow lines on the top of the wall, and I think that's why we thought that was a ground rule double. But instead, we are playing, I guess, the top yellow line because we kept the play going.
I mean, this is a very old park, rec park, but you got to like the oddities of it, I guess. But at the same time, it makes our life a lot harder from watching from the stands. And this right here, Cade Campbell is the 9th batter of the inning for the Pack. So they've been going up and down with guys. I mean, you talked about it earlier, Jacob. It's nothing too flashy except that last hit, of course, but a lot of smaller, singles and walks until, of course, Cade Ladoff had that very nice triple.
It's about doing what you can with each pitch, and a lot of these pitches have just been single pitches, nothing too middle, except for that laid-off hammer to center. And that's all you want your guys to do if you're Coach Gomes. Just take it the other way, take it back up the middle, and just keep this inning going.
They've done just that as Campbell looks to extend it, and he fouls that one back right there.
2 for flinching, Hugo. We saw that.
We talk about Hugo being tough, taking stuff off the chin, but a hard foul ball can fool anyone into flinching. I mean, Jacob and I didn't move a muscle really, but Hugo really jumping for joy and jumping out of his skin, as people say. As this popped up over towards the foul line and caught by the first baseman, Luke Allen. Sorry, holy blank. That's okay, though, because it's the 3rd out of the inning, and we're heading to the top of the 6th in just a moment. All right, top of the 6th. And we've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Prune Packers, Caden Take.
One of the guys still in the portal for the Packs. They're looking to make a good impression here.
Good first impression right there. A strike to the first Giants batter he's facing in Ty Hennessy. Fun last name. Fouled off there, over towards the Boys and Girls Club.
We've seen Takei one time this year, 3 innings of work on the second game of the season when the Pack won a modest 22-1 over the Storm. Just 1 hit allowed and 3 strikeouts. Let's see more of the same here.
Takei delivers, and that fouled off. You know, speaking of Hennessy, are you a big party guy? Excluding alcohol, of course. Do you like to hang out with friends, have a good time on the weekends?
Hang out with friends, certainly. Alcohol, no.
Smart answer.
Honest answer.
That's it. I mean, if you're a big hangout guy, that's cool. You big on, you know, like getting together with friends, playing Scrabble?
Words with friends, mainly, yeah.
It's an online game. You don't even have to hang out with people to play that.
Isn't that great?
Oh, you're a loner. That's all cool, though. Here's the pitch from Takei. And that'll miss the zone. 2-2 count.
We've got a couple of defensive changes as well. Jay Souza in center replacing Logan Sutter in a lineup. And then Antonelli Savateri moves over to left field for the Pack.
Is this grounded over to third, and it gets by French over on third base. A great diving attempt, but gets out into left field.
The dust popped up as he belly flopped over to the second base bag, and I thought he made the grab as the ball just snuck through the dust, but solid effort there by French nonetheless.
Yeah, a bit of a dust bowl over there, huh? It's okay to just nod your head. That's fine. I mean, it's a historical thing. You might not get it.
We have a dust bowl down in Monterey.
Like yearly?
We have it as a bar.
Oh, thought you weren't a big drinker.
I know. I get around.
Blowing your cover. Knew it. I'm really great at telling when people are lying. Here's the pitch from Takei. And strike number 2. I'm like a cop, man. I could work for the FBI. I just know when people are lying.
You would be a cop, undercover, interrogator. What are we feeling here?
Probably undercover, because then I could wear cool clothes. Here's the pitch. Runner's going, and he's going to have it easily. So now runner on second. Takei still looking for out number 1.
We've seen some great jumps. That was the first by the Giants, a few by the Pack. And it looks like maybe these pitchers on the mound just only focused on the batter.
I mean, not a bad philosophy. You just got to make sure you're limiting people on base. Is this grounded over to first base? Flipped to Takei. And he's going to tag first for that first out. But runner now on third base. So a runner in scoring position for Jake Redding.
And the best chance we've seen so far for the Giants to get on the board, except for that first inning when they had the bases loaded and 1 out. They have not had a runner past second since that moment.
The pitch from Takei. Fired in the zone for strike number 1. Looks like heat.
Sounds like heat too.
Yeah, if you can hear it popping on the glove like that, you're working with some cheddar. That misses inside. So Redding up in the count, 2-0. Or excuse me, 1-1. Third pitch of the count, breaking down low. Ball number 2.
Redding's worked a couple long counts his first 2 plate appearances. One of them resulted in a walk.
This right here, grounder over to second, but it's going to drive a run in despite being out over at first. And just like that, Marysville on the board for the first time of the day. 9-1. Come back, here we go.
Just the top of the sixth inning, you know. Anything can happen. It hasn't looked that way so far. And with this team ERA sitting at 3.25 entering the game, it would take the Giants a lot of hard work to push this thing to be close.
Hey, this gets the first ball rolling for them as this popped up shallow left center field and caught by the center fielder Savitere for the Packers. And now they're coming in, getting ready to respond after one run here in the top of the sixth. We'll be back in just a few moments. Bottom of the sixth here in Healdsburg, California. Game slowing down a little. I know Jacob really wanted a quick game today to get out of here early, but I don't know if he'll get that.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that was thinking that, Ryan. You might know somebody.
It's usually just me. As this pitch real inside, and I guess it grazes the jersey there of Alex Burge. So, I mean, his great day continues.
That's
He
the old
gets another
saying.
walk.
The old saying, you can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him. And you got to hit him sometimes to hold him to just 90 feet.
That and our great producer, Hugo Traverso, predicting a great home run here from Max Martinez.
You're throwing in the cup if you're in the dugout. This is your cup call. Toss a cup in the dugout if you're calling a home run.
I know of a cup check. Not sure what tossing in the cup is. As this popped up, you know, shallow outfield or edge of the grass there, caught by Millen. So, not
Little
quite
League
a home
homer.
run. Yeah, Little League homer.
We were just talking about a Little League World Series, and that's probably why.
Hugo, he's as tough as they come, but, you know, predictions might not be his strong suit. But, I mean, he can take a fastball or a slider off the chin like no other.
Sweeper.
Oh, a sweeper. That's even more impressive. I forgot we were at a baseball game. So, one out, one on. And it's the 9 batter for the Packers. Hideki Prather showing some of that Hugo Traverso type courage. And he watches that strike go by.
Prather's reached all 3 times so far with 3 singles. Now I got to fight hard down 0-2.
A pitch chopped over to shortstop, fired. And Hideki, not going to beat it out. Looked like he maybe had a chance, but the umpire had the best view of it and calls him out.
Yeah, that's Danny Williams, the base ump for this game. Just one other ump besides home plate, so a lot of ground to cover for Danny. Yeah, that was a bang-bang play. Tough one to call in live time. That's first time Prather retired in this ballgame.
Yeah, it's been a while, and of course, the first pitcher to do that is the new one, Jackson Nichols, this inning. Working against his first set of Packer bats as this one fouled off by Antonelli Sabatere.
Sabateri, the guy that made that grab to end last inning.
Correction. Yeah, he started the game in center, and Jacob quickly told me, you're wrong, kind of like all the time. And all the time happened last inning when I thought Sabatere grabbed it in center, but it was actually Jake Souza, excuse me. Um, so, yeah, my apologies. And Logan Sutter's out of the game now. He got bumped because now Sabatere's in left field. So just too much stuff for me to keep up with. Too much on my plate, Jacob. I need an assistant. Do you need an assistant?
I thought that was you.
You're wrong. I've been here for just so long. I'm the old guy here. But yeah, we'll talk about Jay Souza when he comes up next. Or not next, but next at bat he has. I'm all over the place as this is hit hard out into center field by Sabatere, and underneath it is Vetter for out number 3. So the Giants put away the Packers here in the bottom of the 6th, and up next are their offensive bats in the top of the 7th.
We welcome you back here on YouTube for the top of the 7th inning coming up for the visiting Giants. 6, 7, 8 in the order, beginning with the righty Grant McGuire. First offering swung on and fouled for strike 1. Oh, 1 from Takei, catches the outer edge. He's quickly had nothing and 2 on Grant McGuire. McGuire 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far, struck out in the 4th inning most recently. Takei, glove at the belt, and fires an 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pumps it by him with a fastball above the zone and a 3-pitch K to start the 7th.
Takei getting to work quickly here. I mean, why not? It's getting to those later innings. Guys are getting fatigued, but Takei, he's bringing his heat right now.
Takei gave up an earned run last inning after a leadoff walk and a stolen base, so a good start here in the 7th. Another righty, Luke Allen, due up. The first pitch from Takei. Breaking ball swung on and missed on a slider well outside the zone.
I almost just threw up. That was disgusting. The break on that was just out of this world.
Takei set, 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball front door called strike 2 as that one just clipped the upper inner edge of the zone. Couple good breaking balls. You go fastball upstairs here, Ryan?
No, I'm throwing a curveball.
Well, you caught it. Curveball in the dirt, laid off there by Allen.
Good idea, though, because I said it.
Allen 0 for 1 in the ball game. Hit by pitch in the second. 6-4-3 inning-ending double play in the fourth. Caden Takei comes set. 1-2 on the way. Misses outside. The fastball right at 90 miles per hour. Sun covering a majority of the outfield. Infield still relatively sunny as we approach 8 p.m. local time. 2-2 swung on and fouled right towards the Prune Packer dugout, where one of the ball boys is there to pop out, snag the ball, and head right back in.
Yeah, great Friday night here. Whole bunch of fans, and it's not too hot. It's cooling off now, so people are ready to really invest in this baseball game.
2-2 pitch misses outside, and the count runs full on Luke Allen. Third baseman Shane Danley stands on deck as a big righty for Marysville. Kay comes ready on the mound. The payoff pitch. Swinging a pulled foul ball off the fence line. Good battle here with one gone in the bottom of the seventh between Luke Allen, the batter, and Caden Takei up on the mound for your Pack. Takei bobbling the ball in his mitt, and now throws a 3-2. Swing and a miss. Elevated fastball at 89, too much for Allen, and a quick 2 gone here in the seventh.
Great work. I mean, putting them away quickly is just what you want if you're Coach Gomes. A guy that can just deliver strikes, but at the same time, he's not just putting them in the zone and getting contact. He is striking guys out.
Looking to do the same here on Shane Danley. Another righty on righty matchup here in the seventh. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one. So more defensive changes. J.C. Agar now at third, replacing Jacob French. And Jake McCoy in left field, replacing Antonelli Savateri. The 1-0 slapped over to first and gloved by Cade Ladoff, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Giants. Stretch time here at Rec Park with the good guys on top. 9-1. Jacob Van Roekel and Ryan Moffett welcoming you back here to Healdsburg Rec Park for the home half of the seventh inning. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Pack. A couple new bats to make their first appearance of this ball game. Righty on lefty. To start the bottom of the seventh with Jackson Nichols ready for his second inning of work. First pitch swung on and fouled right off home plate by Alex Leopard. Leopard going to stay in the ball game. 1 for 2 so far with a couple walks and 2 runs scored. It's been a good first appearance of the year here for Alex Leopard, hasn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, and it's just, him getting a taste of not PEL, but just summer ball play is a bit of a shakeup from, competition that he saw at UC San Diego. So getting a feel for it, and he's done a good job so far working counts and taking bases when he can.
Takes a pitch below the zone. Count even at 1-1. Nichols comes set and fires. Fastball misses outside for ball 2. So we welcome you back here officially live on YouTube. We appreciate you waiting with us for these technical difficulties once more at the Rec Park as we battle with the Wi-Fi here in Healdsburg. The 2-1 count on Leopard, the pitch. Breaking ball that catches the outer edge, drooped in nicely by Nichols. And Ryan, we have seen some relievers with these slow 60-mile-an-hour breaking balls fooling the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys coming from D1 programs and still getting used to this college ball play, and the 60-mile-per-hour pitches can definitely throw off your timing and rhythm for pitchers.
2-2 misses in the dirt, and the count runs full on Leopard. Jay Souza ready to swing the bat for the first time this year for your Pack. Alrighty, Nichols comes set on the mound. 3-2 on the way. Swing and a high pop-up drifting down the left field line. Long run for Danley. Hennessy, the left fielder, won't make it there in time, and it drops in foul ground.
It might be time to throw on a pair of shades if you're up here in the booth. That sun just beaming in here, and Jacob with the pro move, bringing glasses again, and me, this is probably why I have bad eyes.
That's a good call. That's why you're my go-to assistant. I appreciate the call out, Mr.
I'm
Ryan.
Assistant to my own assistant, Jacob.
You work 2 jobs.
Yeah, it's kind of like a plus-minus thing.
I get you. Net even situation?
I guess that's what a plus-minus, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's the trade-off.
That's a good term. So after the foul ball, play resumed here as Leopard eventually jogs back into the lefty batter's box, awaiting another 3-2 here from Jackson Nichols. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball deep to right field, but a Cavoli back just shy of the track, pulls up and makes the grab for out number 1.
That got me a little excited. I mean, that sounded great off the bat. Just not quite enough there, but Leopard showing off the pop that he has in that bat right there.
Another situation where maybe the college metal bat, that one's out of the yard. Not here in the PEL with the wooden ones. Jay Souza due up, nobody on, 1 out. The pitch, breaking ball in there, top of the zone once more. As Jackson Nichols is not afraid to tempt these bats of the Packers with essentially a soft toss to home plate.
Yeah, new face here for Prune Packer fans, Jay Souza, Texas Tech guy, redshirt freshman. And here's a little tidbit for you. 2018 Little League World Series champion with the Honolulu team.
Hawaii is just always in it. 0-2 pitch. Fastball just downstairs as Nichols was trying to paint one bottom of the zone after throwing a couple breaking balls. Good take by Souza. Still behind 1-2 in the count. Packers on top, 9-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nichols comes set, the 1-2. Outside, ball 2, and the count runs even after a pair of good takes by Jay Souza. Souza replacing Logan Sutter, who went 2 for 4 with a double prior to being taken out of the game for fielding last inning. Nichols set. Here's a 2-2. Breaking ball, jam shot, fly ball to shallow center field. McGuire won't make it there, and it falls in center for a broken bat single for Jay Souza.
Not a bad start. Firewood and on base. So Jay Souza making an impact early here for Healdsburg.
One on, 1 out. J.C. Agard comes up to bat, taking the spot in the lineup card and in the field for Jacob French. So righty on righty now out of the cleanup. First pitch. Catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1 called. We've seen J.C. Agar now 4 times already this season. 5 for 17 on the year with a solo home run. The 0-1. Swing on a rope into left field, down for a base hit. Souza pulls up at second base, and the Packers have runners on first and second with 1 gone.
Nothing but quality hits today. I mean, we've seen some splashes of power here and there, but just guys getting barrel on ball and getting plays out of it coming on.
Here comes the Wolverine. Cade Ladoff played hero a couple days ago with a walk-off single. Pack on top 9-1. Looking to do some more damage, though. 2 on and 1 out. Alrighty, Nichols sets and fires. Fastball painted well over the lower outer edge for strike one called. Ladoff his last time up in the 5th inning, an RBI triple that scored Jacob French from first. Nichols is ready, an 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball just a bit outside, and the count evens up at 1-1. Sun beaming into the left eye of Cade Ladoff at home as he faces a 1-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a high pop-up that spins foul down the first baseline. The count moves to 1-2. Pack controlled the tempo early in this game. 3 shutout innings by Matt Barnes II. And by the time he was pulled, the Pack were on top 4-0. And they have just controlled this game start up until the bottom of the 7th, where we currently reside. 1-2 from Nichols. Breaking ball hit up the middle. This will get through for a base hit. Pardon, no, it's snagged by the shortstop McGuire, and he flips to second to get Agard for the force. Ryan, I thought he had no shot at that one.
We've thought that a couple times, and McGuire has just proven to. We might be as big as haters, and we're motivating him to stop all these balls before they reach the outfield. He's doing a great job at hustling and covering lateral ground to get these diving catches, or diving stops.
Well, Ladoff didn't barrel it up to his normal standard. That allowed McGuire enough time, but he has saved about 3 runs in this game alone. First pitch to Cade Campbell, misses outside with the heater. So now runners on the corners with 2 gone for Campbell. The shortstop 0 for 4, the lone player to not reach base so far in this ball game. A 1-0 on the way. Check swing upstairs. Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire Dylan Bruster. And the count moves to 1-1. Campbell entered this game 9 for 17 with a hit in every ball game. Looking to keep that streak alive here and bring home Jace Souza from third in the process. 1-1 pitch. This is outside. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Cade Campbell. 9 runs on 14 hits for the Packers, 5 hits, 1 run for the Giants. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball well upstairs. Here we go, Ryan. 3-1 count. Campbell looking for 1 pitch in 1 zone here.
I mean, he's going to get a pitch here, and I think he's going to hit it. That's my expert analysis. No, we'll see. Nichols is probably going to avoid anything down the middle.
Well, he challenged him with a fastball. Campbell can only swing and foul it off towards the right side, and it lands a few feet in front of Buttacavalli. So Campbell would love basically that middle fastball right back. Now the count runs full. Cade Ladoff from first will be on the move with 2 outs in the inning. Jackson Nichols toes the rubber and comes set on the mound. 3-2 on the way. Swinging a tapper down the third baseline, stays fair. Glove by Danley. Strong throw across the diamond, skips in and out of the mid of Allen. Everyone's gonna reach. Over to third goes Cade Ladoff. In to score Jace Souza, and the Packers go on top 10-1.
We talked about us dealing with this sun over here, but I mean, when you're forced to, with a difficult dig over there like Allen was, I mean, the sun only makes it 10 times harder. He's got glasses on, but I'm sure that glare is just horrible. And not to give him an excuse, but definitely didn't make that play any easier.
No, you're certainly right on that, Ryan. A tough pick regardless. The sun blaring in his eyes doesn't make it any easier. Inning stays alive for Alex Burge, who's reached all 4 times. First pitch on the way. Sails in for a strike with a fastball over the outside edge.
I mean, it's hard to have a better debut than Burge here on Friday the 13th. This guy's having a great debut. That's unheard of.
0-1, low and inside. Maybe it's his lucky day. Maybe he's a spooky kind of guy and he just finds a way to put it together. 3-run home run in the third, single in the second, and then a walk and a hit by pitch sense.
Has anyone ever called you spooky?
Just you, my friend.
Yeah.
Nichols comes set on the mound. The 1-1 pitch turned on, foul down the first baseline. Looked like first baseman Luke Allen found a hole in the grass in the foul territory. As kind of broke his own ankles.
Yeah, you got to be careful out there. Snipers everywhere.
I think we're at a political press conference here at Rec Park.
All right, you took that for a turn. That's a bit much. But good. Way to connect it with pop culture.
Exactly.
I dig it.
1-2 count. Nichols is ready. The pitch. Swinging a foul right to the fence behind home plate. That's a healthy swing by Burge on a 2-strike pitch. But he's earned it. Most certainly today. He's earned the right to just swing away on any pitch he sees in a zone he likes.
I think he has quickly earned the trust of Joey Gomes. I mean, when you put on a performance like this offensively, that's you have a sweet place in Coach Gomes' heart.
1-2 once more. Hanging breaking ball swung on and popped up backside of the infield. Drifting back, shortstop McGuire makes a two-handed grab for safety, and the side is retired. Packers get another insurance run, and they take a 10-1 lead heading into the top of the 8th. Jacob Van Roekel now joined alongside Hugo Traverso for the top of the 8th inning here as we surpass 8 p.m. local time. Now on the mound, a 6'2", 180-pounder from Oregon, Tanner Bradley. Bradley, of course, recently reporting back from the Ducks, and now he's ready to take on the Marysville Giants. They're bringing up 9-1-2 in the order, beginning with the righty second baseman, Zach Millen. Millen on the day 0 for 2, a strikeout, and a ground ball double play. First pitch from Bradley swung on and poked over to short. Campbell fields it off the turf, and a clean throw over to first is in time for a one-pitch, one-out start to the 8th.
Nice job by Bradley there to just bear down, throw a strike. He's actually a graduate of my high school, Cardinal Newman High School.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah, he closed out a game for us at Oracle Park, and he was a big part of our NorCal championship team last year. So great to see him thriving here in Healdsburg, California.
Now taking on the lefty leadoff man, Landon Vetter. First pitch from Bradley. Outside, ball one. 4-pitch mix for Bradley. 4-seam, sinker, slider, changeup. Went sinker there on the first. That missed low and away. Bradley a deep breath and now fires a 1-0. Backed sinker, and it just misses the outer edge. Vetter 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground ball out back in the 5th inning. Looking for a favorable pitch here with Bradley throwing a 2-0. Swings and pops this one left side of the infield, drifting into the turf. Agard is back, but he's caught off by Campbell, who makes the grab with his heels in the left field grass.
Now batting for the Giants from Sierra College, number 25.
A quick start here, Hugo, for Bradley on the mound. Just 4 pitches in, he's got 2 outs.
Yeah, that's an efficient inning for him. And, something we'd see at the high school level with him was he'd come in, he would not surrender any contact. It would almost always be 9 to 12 pitch innings.
First pitch low and away to Ty Hennessy, who has been the only guy the Packers have struggled to put away. Hennessy 3 for 3, and he scored the only run of the game back in the 6th when he scored an RBI ground out by Jake Redding. Bradley set the 1-0, high and in tight with the 4-seam, and the count moves to 2-0. Sun now covered by the clouds deep in left field, shade protecting the entire field here at Rec Park as the shades come off of everyone in the infield. Bradley's 2-0, in tight once more with the 4-seam, clocked at 89 miles an hour, but he's behind in the count 3-0 to Hennessy. Peyton Budakavoli waiting on deck for the Giants. Deep breath by Bradley, and a 3-0 is fired, and it misses outside. 4-pitch walk to Hennessy. Hugo, looks like we maybe announcer jinxed the quick start there for Bradley.
Well, as I mentioned, he throws a lot of velocity. It's different at the college level, but, he's still having a pretty efficient inning.
So the 8th stays alive for Marysville with Budakavoli stepping up to bat. The first pitch catches the knees of the zone for strike 1. Budakavoli 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Couple ground ball outs since that moment. Bradley ahead, 0-1. The righty comes set and fires. Breaking ball downstairs. Good movement on the changeup, but a better take by the right fielder, Peyton Budakavoli. Budakavoli just 8 at-bats at Butte College this year, where he went 1 for 8. Bradley's 1-1, swung on and tapped foul right over the Prune Packer dugout. And a nice play made by one of the guys resting up against the fence on the backstop. So the count moves to 1-2. Bradley looking to put away Budakavoli on his own here. Alrighty, fires a 1-2. Breaking ball that just misses the inside edge. Boy, went with a front door slider. A pitch that has been called a strike at times during this game. And catcher Hideki Prather was starting to walk off out of the batter's circle.
Yeah, great job to lay off that pitch.
Bradley goes back to it on the 2-2. It's ruled another ball, and the count runs full. So Hennessy will be on the move from first. Jake Redding has the catcher leg pads on, waiting in the on-deck circle. Bradley set the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Pumps a fastball by him at 87, and the side is retired. We head to the home half of the 8th inning with the Packers on top, 10-1. The USC Trojan steps up to bat to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning for your Prune Packers. Jackson Nichols ready for his third outing of relief work. 2 innings so far, 3 hits and an earned run. Prune Packers on top 10-1 with the Giants down to their final 3 outs come the top of the 9th. Righty on righty, the pitch. Swinging a high pop-up backside of the infield. Back goes Millen and McGuire, and it's McGuire calling everyone off to make the grab about 40 feet deep into center field grass.
Yeah, it appears that Martinez has just been getting under it tonight. He's had good contact. It's just last 2 at-bats have been under. Been both pop-ups, one to second, this one to short, but really shallow center field. He was a big contributor for the Trojans in their regional final series against Oregon State, where they came up just short.
Hideki Prather up next with 1 gone and nobody aboard. Takes the first pitch, breaking ball for strike 1 called. Prather 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Grounded out though his last time up. Nichols is set. The 0-1. Just misses the top of the zone. Ruled a ball and the count moves even. Coming up next for your Prune Packers tomorrow, 6 p.m. start versus another Bay Area Collegiate League team, the Stockton Pearls. 1-1. Swing on a fly ball, shallow right center field. Millen goes back, but Cavalli comes in to call him off and make the grab in shallow right field for out number 2. Good start here to the 8th for Jackson Nichols, but his squad still down big as we turn the lineup card back up top.
And it's going to be Jake McCoy coming in for Antonelli Savatere.
Yeah, McCoy came in the field a couple innings ago. Now will make his debut with the bat in this ball game. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. On the year for McCoy, an impressive 9 for 19 with a home run and 7 RBIs. Had 4 RBIs in game 2 of the season in that 22-1 win over the South Bay Storm. Nichols 1-0. Hanging breaking ball swung on and fouled behind home plate. That's a pitch that McCoy is looking to take on a University Street next time.
Yeah, you mentioned that 4 RBI game against the South Bay Storm. He put one out towards 531 University Street, homered to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark in what was an absolute moonshot.
1-1 catches the thigh part of the zone for strike 2 called. McCoy representing San Jose State, the Spartans, as the 6-1 righty is behind in the count 1-2 to Nichols. The pitch downstairs, ball 2. 84-mile-an-hour heater there from Nichols. And the count runs even, 2-2 with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nichols, glove in front of his head. Now fires a 2-2. Swinging a high pop-up, shallow left field. McGuire goes back. The shortstop puts the glove up and the ball meets it to retire to side. A couple lazy fly balls in the 8th for the Packers, who go down in order for the first time today. To the top of the 9th we go. Good guys on top, 10-1. We welcome you back here on YouTube for the top of the ninth inning. Now on the mound for your pack, the 6'3", 205-pounder, just coming in from University of Oregon, Michael Mechna. Mechna will make his first appearance in a Prune Packer uniform this summer, given a 10-1 lead here in the top of the ninth. Jake Redding, the catcher, ready to lead things off. Righty on righty to start the ninth. The pitch outside with the fastball at 91 for ball one. Jake Redding 0 for 2, had an RBI ground out in the sixth, the only run put home for the Giants. A 1-0 swung on and fouled right side to move the count even at 1-1.
Yeah, despite this 10-1 deficit, this is a huge game for Marysville, and we've seen, at least in the Bay Area Collegiate League, these teams get a lot better after playing the Prune Packers.
1-1, good breaking ball that catches really the heart of the zone for strike two. And like you said, Hugo, this is typically going to be the best team all these squads are seeing this entire year. So you learn a lot about yourself where you really stand. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball just below the zone. Good take there by Jake Redding to move the count even at 2-2. Mechna comes set on the mound. The 2-2 pitch outside, count moves full. Caden Bullock, the designated hitter, standing on deck for the Marysville Giants. Mechna ready to fire. Here's a payoff pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and poked foul right behind the man on deck, and Caden Bullock, who had zero time to react to that one and thankfully just whizzed behind his helmet. So we're going to give this 3-2 another go between Redding and Mechna. The Oregon Duck comes set. Here's another payoff. Called strike three over the outer edge. Fastball that had a little movement hand side, and a good start to the ninth. Hugo, you want to talk a little bit about, I mentioned this Packers squad, normally the best squad a team's going to see. You brought up a little national ranking for the top summer league teams. You want to speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, it was more of a just regional ranking for the West Coast. It's been started by YSN 365, who have broadcasted quite a few of our games. As you can see, this was just week one, so this came out on Monday. The Packers sit in the 3-hole, as well as the Lincoln Potters, our opponent in the PEL, who went to the championship game last year. They sit in the 4-hole. And then the Medford Rogues are in the 8-hole. But looking at it, there's going to be a lot of shifting after what happened this week. Alameda beat Sonoma. You see Medford take 1 of 3 in the series against Athletic Edge. There's going to be a lot of movement.
Well, you would think the Packers, they can't go down after this most likely 5-0 start to week number 1 on top. 10-1 here in the top of the ninth. And of course, they walked off their lone PEL game a couple of days back. 2-1 the count. The pitch from Mechna misses outside for ball 3 on Caden Bullock, who is 1 for 3 so far in the ball game. His lone hit, a leadoff single in the 4th, but he would go no further. Mechna set, 3-1 offering. Breaking ball, called a strike as it catches the top inner corner. That's a pitch that we saw Tanner Bradley looking to get called a strike last inning. Mechna gets the call, and the count runs full. Another payoff pitch on the way. Fastball, called strike 3 once more. Just like the last at-bat to Redding, a four-seam with a little tail action to catch the edge, and there's 2 gone in the ninth.
Yeah, great job there by Mechna to run that thing right back into the zone, and Prather with the frame job to make it look appetizing to the umpire.
2 gone. Last out to play with for the Giants. In comes Grant McGuire, the shortstop, who hasn't had it with the bat. 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. But, Hugo, we have seen some of the plays he's made at short, saving 2 to 3 runs minimum for Marysville. 1-0 from Mechna in the dirt. And McGuire Actually being pinch hit for here by Fletcher. Another righty steps into the box for the Giants. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss for strike one. But still a deserving shout out for McGuire, as we never were able to really talk about just how excellent his defense was in the field for Marysville.
Yeah, he was spectacular, pretty much running all over the place like a rover.
2-1 from Mechna inside. And the count runs to 3 balls and a strike.
It's really good to see Mechna battle back. He's battled back in his last two.
2-1, swing and a fly ball to right field. In comes Alex Lippert. Hat goes off, and the ball finds the mid on a sliding grab, and that's the ball game. Alex Leopard hustled in some 80 feet to make the grab and rob Grant Fletcher of a hit to extend the ball game. 1-2-3 in the top of the ninth. Go the Giants, just like they did a handful of times in this ball game. A dominant win for your Healdsburg Prune Packers with a 10-1 final. A lone run coming in the top of the sixth inning on an RBI ground out. Start to finish from Matt Barnes to Mason Lerma, Caden Takei, Tanner Bradley, and of course Michael Mechna to finish things off. The pitching staff was simply incredible for the Prune Packers, was it not, Hugo?
Oh, it totally was. That was an incredible performance. And you got to mention, Matt Barnes, he would face a lot of adversity at the start of his own start. He struck out the first batter, but then gave up a base hit, a walk, and another walk to load the bases, then got a strikeout and got the fielder's choice to get out of the inning. Bounced right back. He hit the next batter, then got a double play, another strikeout, and then just was cruising from then on out. Really solid opening 3 innings for him. Mason Lerma, really efficient 2 innings from him, and then a great job in relief by Talk Bradley and Mechna collectively. All of them getting some of their first reps today in the league this year, and they did well. 10-1, only give up 5 hits collectively. Great job.
And all 5 of those hits, just singles, and a majority of them did not go any farther as the defense and the pitching was dominant with men aboard against the Giants. As for your Prune Packers, a lot of singles themselves, a couple big base hits, including a 3-run home run in the third by Alex Burge. He is going to have a player of the game interview with Ryan Moffett that you can check out on Instagram after this thing wraps up. Another big hit, a double by Logan Sutter in the fourth to bring a runner to third who would not come around to score with nobody out and runners on second and third. And then we had a triple in the 5th inning by Cade Ladoff, who also did not come around to score. Hugo, the Packers were far from perfect. They left double-digit men on base, 8 in the first 4 innings. This thing could have got even more out of hand early.
100%. You see it when they were having their most efficient night, especially against that South Bay Storm team that you mentioned last Saturday, where they won 22-1. They left very few runners on base. Tonight, you mentioned the double-digit number 12 to be exact, left on base by the Pack. Tough job from them, but that means that there's still a hill to climb for Joey Gomes. As you know, we saw that game against Solano where they had the walk-off. They could have scored more in that one as well. Heading into league next week, they're going to be clawing for runs against tough teams. So they need to fix that over the weekend here.
Yeah, they had the 14 hits, but situational hitting was a bit of a different story. A couple strikeouts with runners on third, less than 2 outs, and a couple unproductive ground ball outs as well. But overall, a strong performance from your Healdsburg Prune Packers to improve to a perfect 5-0 on the season. Next game up, 6 p.m. tomorrow here at Rec Park versus another BACL opponent, the Stockton Pearls, who come into town before we finish out this week with a 12 p.m. start on Father's Day for an early afternoon matchup. Picking up the win for the Packers, Matt Barnes, his first appearance of the year. He goes 3 shutout innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Taking his second loss of the season, Brandon Doran, who falls to 0-2 on the year. He went 3 1/3 in this ball game, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned, walked 4 batters as well. Not a recipe for success for the right-hander representing the Giants of Marysville. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you staying tuned with us here on YouTube as we battled some more technical difficulties. Hopefully, we've got a clean stream for you tomorrow night. Once more, 6 p.m. start. Make sure you turn into YouTube where Hugo Traverso and Ryan Moffett will cover that game for you. And until we see you then, Go Pack Go.